Welcome to New Realities. Thank you for tuning in again. I'm here with one of my favorite frequent guests of late, Marina Seren, and a person who's hosting an upcoming major event this weekend. Mariana Leah, I'm going to just show a poster of that event and you can comment on it. So do you see the event? Did it show up on the screen? No. Is that up on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this is a special event, Sunday, January 23rd. It's about morphogenesis. Talk about that, Mariana, what morphogenesis is.
Sure. So we're going to be exploring the morphogenetic process that is currently encapsulating our planet. And in this workshop, webinar, this amazing event, we will actually attempt to highlight the role of morphogenesis playing out in our society, in our modern day world, and how it affects the entire human consciousness collective as a whole, including the life of ET hybrids, walk-in starseeds who are awakening in record numbers on this planet. To me, it mostly represents our force of evolution and our process of actually becoming ourselves within the awakening and remembering process of becoming human and divine combined together. And it's linked to the Vesica Pisces, which is the original platform, the shape for the flower of life. And it's going to be an amazing presentation. We have some amazing presenters like Marina Seren, Phil Gruber, Geraldine Orozco, Alan Steinfeld himself will do an amazing presentation of his own, which I'm so honored because he's become such an amazing mentor to me. Oh, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you still see this on your screen, the poster? Is it still up?
It's on, but it's not fully on.
Is it not fully on? Let me repost that so we can just get that on so we can just go through the whole thing. Yeah, that's on now, right?
Yes.
All right. Yes, I'm really excited about this because morphogenesis and the morphogenetic field is something that is really key to evolution. What do you think about it, Marina?
Yes, genetics, it's basically language of consciousness, and consciousness is in constant motion, in constant expansion and evolution. So it's basically tuning into that scientific language of biology, of organisms and beings.
Right. I think this weekend is a real merger of consciousness and biology. And that's why I'm so excited by it. So what was your idea for it, Mariana? Why was it something you were really interested in creating?
Well, actually, it was a guidance from our galactic family and guidance from the Ascended Masters and the Guides since 2017 to be able to really push forward the morphogenesis on this planet and to really talk about it and push it so people can understand the process that they're going through. With the Mercury retrograde going in from February 2nd to everything that is happening, we are in a process of a global shift at this current time. And we are truly awakening and remembering in record numbers as this human consciousness collective is now shifting into this absolute global phenomenon of remembering who they truly are and becoming themselves, acknowledging and affirming their divinity, acknowledging and affirming their humanness. But most important, why Marina is on this presentation, why you are on this presentation, is because we are shifting in a global phenomenal shift of understanding that we are not alone on this planet and that we are truly galactic at heart. We are made of stardust, and that it is time for us to connect to our star-seeded origins. And so that is why this is so groundbreaking, because we are going to be literally pushing forward and exploring the fact of our own divine blueprint as we return to it continuously and wholeheartedly, but within our galactic star-seeded origin. And that is why I'm so excited to bring this forward.
You're muted.
I just want to tell people who want to be part of that, you can watch that whole program, 4 hours or more, on this YouTube channel, New Realities, youtube.com/New Realities. It'll be a live presentation. So what's your approach, Marina? What kind of angle will you be taking?
I'm going to be taking the angle of the idea of human lineages, but mostly about how the whole historic perspective on how we were created and how our path is so important to understand in order to know why we are dealing with the things that we're dealing at the moment and where we can project ourselves forward. What are the things in our DNA that are missing, let's say, that has been shut down for so long, and how we can, let's say, go back to that divine blueprint, as Mariana was saying, like reawaken that Christ consciousness, those codons of light that were embedded in our original human structure, but also how the astrological events are now influencing that morphogenesis process of evolution, because the solar storms right now, the lights that the sun are giving to our planet, it's offering us light frequencies, really complex information that it's called encoded in those light waves that contain the information for all life in the solar system to get upgraded into the next level of evolution. So it's mutating our own DNA. So we need to know how to receive the most.
No, that's actually sort of the focus I'll be taking in a way. I'm going to talk about the basic biology of evolution from Darwinian concepts. And of course, Darwin wasn't really right in what he was talking about as far as the reasons for evolution and speciation. Darwin never defined why one species becomes another. He just talked about adaptation, and he missed the point of consciousness being a part of an evolutionary factor, which was much more Lamarckian, Jean-Baptiste Lamarck. Do you know about Lamarck, Marina?
Yes.
So he predated Darwin, but he brought too much consciousness in, and the fashion of the time was just facts, no consciousness. So Darwin comes out of that field, but I'm looking at biology and why, when we talk about morphogenesis, I talk about the morphogenetic field. The morphogenetic field is a field of energy that links all species, all entities of a particular species together, right? And I'll be talking about the 100th monkey theory in relationship to that. Do you know about the 100th monkey theory, Marina? Or no? Well, I guess I'll give a little hint. And do you know about it, Mariana? I'll unmute. Yeah.
I'm familiar with it, but please do give us a little bit of a run through.
Right. So the morphogenetic theory, as it's told through this 100th monkey story, it means that all entities of a particular species, I'm going to mute you again, Leah. All beings of a particular species share a common field. And when enough people or enough beings within that morphogenetic field of a species learn something, the whole species gets it intuitively. So because it's in the field, right? I mean, just take the word ego. Before Freud came out and was talking about the definition of ego, nobody knew what it was. And even in the beginning, there was no real understanding of sense of ego until it really caught on within the collective mind that, okay, now people don't need to be educated in psychology to understand what ego is. I relate this to the 100th monkey theory, and that is the idea that there were monkeys on an island off the coast of Japan. The one monkey started to wash its potato, and that was just something that monkeys tried to do on its own. And then all the other monkeys realized that if they washed their potato, or this one monkey taught these other monkeys how to wash it because it was more digestible. It was in the sand. when enough monkeys of this particular breed wash their potato, a whole island of monkeys, not even connected physically, got the idea to wash their potato. It was in the field. It was in the morphogenetic field of that species, and they just got it intuitively. So what I'm saying is, when there's enough beings within a particular species that starts to create a habit or formation, then it's pervasive throughout the whole species. They just get it. So this is the whole idea behind 144,000 human beings waking up. That is a morphogenetic 100th monkey theory for human beings. When 144,000 of us wake up to who we really are, that will create a ripple effect through the morphogenetic field of humanity. Does that make sense? Did I explain that?
Amazing explanation.
Oh, did you ever hear that before, Marina?
Amazing.
I knew about that because of channelings regarding metaphysics, like the whole idea of the levels of consciousness, like higher mind, collective. But yes, it is connected to the morphogenetic field. So I have never heard that connection, but it makes 100% sense, you know.
Right. And I think that is the key behind evolution. I think we become a new species, and there's factors I'm going to go into explaining what actually affects the DNA, what cosmic kind of influences affect the DNA. So that's part of what I'm going to be presenting on. What about you, Mariana? What's your angle in here?
Well, the reason why I decided to even put this out forward is because of exactly what you said, Alan, that it links to the 144,000. And it's almost like a seed that it gets planted. And as that seed grows and grows and grows, it blossoms. And so if we see that now right here and into our consciousness, that becomes a giant ripple effect throughout the whole mankind. And it will affect and raise the vibration of the entire human consciousness collective. And what happens here happens along the side of the galactic spectrum. And that is what we are trying to achieve and accomplish, as specifically at a time like this. Yes.
Right. What do you have to say, Marina, about? Do you have a comment about 144,000 affecting the human field?
Yes, it is. It is a divine number and a really specific frequency sequence that separates. It's kind of like a crucial, like a pivotal point when it comes to harmonics and frequencies. So on fractals of consciousness, because it's all about geometry, it's all about numbers, it's the language of the universe. And the language of the universe, it's encrypted in the language of biology, which is genetics. So it's all encoded into one unified system. So
that's a really good point. The language of biology is encrypted into the field of
the other language.
Say it again.
The language of the universe, which is numbers and frequencies, it's a geometry. It's encoded in the language of biology, right, consciousness, which is genetics.
Right, the language of life, the language of physics encoded into the essence of life, because we are physical beings. So in a way, Mariana, Marina, Geraldine, Phil, and yourself, these 5 presentations are sort of a class in metaphysical biology, would you say?
Yes.
I totally agree. And not only that, to add to that, as Marina had stated, we are bridging the Christ consciousness into the cosmic consciousness and kind of helping to steer and galvanize the new platform of kind of veering away from only the belief system of the Christ consciousness, but also to have the belief that Christ consciousness is cosmic consciousness. And that is our language of biology, our language of vibration. And we are kind of creating a new form of language that will include numerology, spirituality, ascension, but in a different way, incorporating our star-seeded origins. And that is our greatest push for this presentation for this Sunday. So
So you really see something great coming to humanity and the planet.
Yes.
What is it that you see? Tell us your ultimate vision. Then I'll ask Marina that too. So what do you
I
think?
see that we are going to be evolving as an entire species within the belief systems that are breaking the ties to the old programming, to the old illusionary 3D matrix. I truly see humanity evolving back into its true origin, understanding and affirming its galactic origin, understanding and affirming that it is divine and human all at the same time. And most importantly, that it is now the time to feel safe to walk as yourself and to affirm who you are and be okay with it. That we are finally growing into a species once again that can possibly be in an involvement stage where we could say, yes, I am galactic, I am star-seeded, and that is okay. I'm making contact, I'm ready for contact, and I'm ready to understand that we are not the only species in the entire universe. We are all together encompassing as a galactic consciousness collective, not just human consciousness collective. And that is my main goal for this. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Marina, what do you see? And it fits right in with our discussion the other day about being who we really are, right? So what do you think?
I think we are right now in a crucial time because we are recompilating the energies of all of the cycles of energies of evolution of our species that we have experienced so far. So all that history, all of those cycles of energies contain, they are organized in little packs of information, and they all, mix into groups, into bigger groups. And so all that it's encompassed in a perfect way so that it informs us, it gives like the guidance on who we've been, what we are who we are right now, and what we can possibly become if we remember our true essence. It's like a guidance system. It's informing us of everything we need to know and to have as a tool to reawaken our divine blueprint, our Christ consciousness.
Right. And it also goes along with what you said the other day in the interview. You haven't seen the interview Marina and I did, I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago, maybe?
Yes.
It was very deep because Marina stood up partly for being human, the value of our humanness, not over and above, but to include that, right? Well, how would you sum it up, Marina? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yes, it's all about becoming human, because being a starseed, it also means being human. Being an indigo means being human. Being a hybrid also means being human, because we are still part of that, what you will say, the same unified morphogenetic field, because we are one as a species in this fractal, collective consciousness.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the idea about being human is that we're at a turning point, like Mariana said, in the human field. So it's not just being human in the old way. More potential for who we are as human beings is coming online because the cosmic energies are activating more, as you would say, Marina, DNA codons that haven't been available. More of the blueprint is coming online. And that's a big part of why we're doing this whole morphogenesis, because morpho means shape or form. Genesis means to birth. So we are birthing a new form of, not to say superhuman, but more human, more value on what it means to feel the heart of the human being. That's what I would say. So I think it's great that we're coming together from so many different angles to present this material. So anything else you want to say about your presentation, Marina, about, do we have to know science? I mean, what is the aspect of what do you...
Well, it mainly talks about that history of the human DNA, that hybrid essence to us, and how consciousness, and timelines are the big part of this evolution of genetics, and how it's that DNA has been seen in really through lenses that have been really limited so far. when it comes to information, the information that it expresses, because, sometimes I will even get people on the comments saying, well, how can we learn about this extraterrestrial essence to our DNA if scientists do not see anything odd, And the reason why they will never be able to test it or to prove it, it's because they are understanding DNA as something, from perspectives that are too third-dimensional and too biologically focused, not so much consciousness focused. So, DNA holds much more codes and information than just the production of certain proteins or the information that is showcased in the vessel. It's much more than that. That's why scientists are not yet able to study that extraterrestrial origin, because, they need a different perspective and understanding on what is to be a being, on that perspective, consciousness and DNA together.
Beautiful, beautiful. That I'm excited about this, Mariana. This is I'm going to be watching all, because we're all trying to understand creation. So this is this is program I'm more excited about than generally all the things that are streamed, which are also all incredible. But for me, this is a learning. What do you say, Mariana?
Well, considering the fact that you're going to be on it, and you're going to be talking about the force of evolution and explaining the biological factors of it, I think that there's yet to be a webinar or presentation that will literally go deep in to the biology or what it really represents. And as you said, Alan, morpho means shape. So we are literally going into the shape of us, going deep into like the Vesica Pisces of us all. And as Marina will add her own thing about, she's going to talk about the DNA. So how do we talk about the shape and the DNA, and how do we actually return back to our original blueprint? That's so exciting to me, because we are able to take the audience, take humanity into a new Genesis, just like you said, Alan. It's like we have, even in the Bible, right? It tells about Genesis. In the beginning, there was light, but what was before light? What was around light? How did it all come to being? And this is almost like writing our own new story, our own new book, Morpho, shaping in to our original Genesis. That is what I'm so excited about.
Beautiful. I'm excited about that too. I think it's great. And we'll, of course, be joined by my good friend, Phil Gruber. And you never know what he's going to say. I never know what he's going to. I don't know. What is Phil going to be talking about?
Well, I know Phil is going to be adding the morphogenesis, because me and him, we've done some work together on the morphogenesis. And Geraldine is going to add about the hybridization program and how she perceives the morphogenesis. And she has an absolutely incredible presentation about that. And then we also asked Neil Gow from Portal to Ascension to come.
Good.
Yes, and he's going to give a presentation as well. And Jody Sirota is coming at the end to do an amazing morphogenetically induced blessing for humanity.
I've heard of Jody. Jody's a good friend of mine. But and what's the order? Do you have an order of how these people are going to? I'm just curious. Like, who goes first?
I like to work within the divine flow.
Okay.
But I think that would be the most intricate thing to this is explaining the biology. So I think, Alan, you should start with the presentation.
Okay, I'll start, and then maybe Marina. And then Geraldine and Phil,
Yes.
and you, or maybe you. I don't know. Maybe you should go after me. Well, we'll figure it out, right?
We'll figure it out. I think that this is a very divinely guided, organized presentation. As Marina will tell you, funny story for this presentation, actually, right, Marina? This was about 2 months ago. I got guided an image. It was really amazing. It was like one of those sacred geometry, and it was like a sword going and piercing through the earth with light language encrypted. And I had 3 names to send it to, and it was Marina, Phil, and Geraldine. And within 5 minutes, all 3 confirmed and said, yes, we are doing this webinar.
I know, and I heard about it and I said, wow, I have a paper on morphogenesis I would love to share. So that's why I got so excited about it. I wrote a paper on my theories of evolution when I was getting a master's degree, and I needed a biology course. So I put together many factors and created the morphogenesis of cosmic evolution, sort of. So great. And I'm saying people can find this program on this YouTube channel on, what's the exact time? Here it is. Go ahead. Sunday, January 23rd, 5 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Pacific. That's youtube.com/new realities. I think it's also going to be maybe shared later on the Whistle Line. So I'm really excited. Anything else? Any other previews we want to give people watching? Marina, anything else you want to just hint at without, what will you be channeling through? What's your vision? Okay, let me just ask you that. What's your vision of the future as we evolve? Okay.
The future is the becoming of the Homo galactus, which will be a human being that it has integrated all of the inner conflicts inside of himself. So he or she is not presenting that conflict energy in his collective consciousness, which is our species. And because of that, because of having become, integrated with their collective consciousness as a human, as a unified, this experience, of not identity, because we do not lose the identity, but the state of, beingness and the exploration of consciousness. They are ready to have extraterrestrial contact and multidimensional contact with other collective consciousness, because that's the next step of evolution. That's how the next relationships are to bring us more of that, opportunity of evolution, by contrasting different collectives, and exchanging information so that we can get higher and higher in density.
Right, Homo galacticus. This is something my friends JJ and Desiree talk about in their work of expanding consciousness. So I'm excited. This is great. This is going to be an education in cosmic biology and esoteric evolution. So anything else you want to say? How long will each presentation be, Mariana?
Up to 20 minutes. Even if it takes an hour, that's perfectly fine. Because
okay.
I think Marina's presentation is going to be quite fascinating, and it's going to be tied directly with yours, Alan. So I really look forward to it. I think myself and Phil will tie in our own, and then Geraldine will come in with the extra about the hybridization program. And I think that's what's going to make it so new and groundbreaking, as well as we could all talk about that. It ties all of us. So yes.
How long is your presentation, Marina, about, do you think?
Well, I don't have any specific time, because
okay, it doesn't matter, whatever it is. Okay, mine will probably be about 45 minutes or something. Okay. All right, great. Let me show the flyer one more time, and then we'll just sign off. And we're having a little promo tomorrow too. This is it, special webinar, which is open to the public on this YouTube channel. Mariana, Phil Gruber, Geraldine Roscoe, and Marina, Seren, and me, yours truly. So I think it's going to be a really fun group. And I'm thinking we might start and stop each time or we can go all the way through. We'll decide what to do then. So thank you. Anything else you want to say before we sign off? Mariana?
I just want to say thank you to everyone that is going to be called to participate. And I'm pretty sure everybody will be drawn in from every direction, as this is really groundbreaking. It really be something that we will be pushing forward that's going to be new, and maybe not new. Maybe we just needed to remember, but that's really important. And I'm known in many circles as channeling Mary Magdalene and the Ascended Masters. So I'll be able to bring forward live transmission from Mary, maybe Yeshua, and the Ascended Galactics as well.
Why not? As Marina would say, why not? Anything else from you? You want to, Marina?
Well, I also wanted to thank you to all of the beings that will be called to participate and interact with us and learn from us, because it's one of my highest excitement to share and to teach, and grow with you guys.
And Marina is becoming a really great world-class teacher. If you haven't seen the 2 interviews we just did the other day, where she talks about discernment in the hybrid agenda, we as human beings need to come forward and say what we want, as opposed to old contracts. What else do you have to say about that, Marina? Do you have anything else you want to add?
Well, yeah, many people took the message a little bit wrong enough. Like, I'm saying this agenda is bad, this agenda is positive. I was not saying that. I was saying that, sometimes we need to discern, because when there is an agenda, there is people who may want to kind of like offer you something that maybe is not your preference. So it's up to you to say yes or no. You need to, it's up to you. You can manifest whatever timeline you prefer. So.
And I think the really key point is, just because you think you have a contract doesn't mean that you have to continue it. We have moment-to-moment discernments about the course of our evolution. That was a big point, Marina, and I'm happy you stood up for that, because there were a lot of people on Facebook saying, no, you can't do that, you agreed. And I think you're right. We are evolving each moment, and it's up to us to say what the course of our evolution.
Yes.
Right. Does that make sense, Mariana?
I totally agree with you. And I actually did see both of the interviews.
Oh.
And I am so happy that so many people have seen it in the thousands. I mean, Marina is really becoming world renowned. And I am so honored to even have her on this webinar, that she even agreed to that. But I think that her presence in the universal arena at this current time is what the world truly needs, because her wisdom, her knowledge, she's bringing forward not only the ancient knowledge, but she's bringing forward the Homo Galacticus knowledge. And that is what the world really needs to remember. And that is how we grow and evolve as a human consciousness collective, but also on the galactic spectrum level. And that is amazing that we'll be able to do this. And Marina, please do share as much of your wisdom as possible. I mean, you have the open platform, please do, because I feel that anyone that's going to be coming and drawn to this presentation will really benefit, not only for them, but for the generations to come after them. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think Marina is becoming a world teacher, because she, in a way, if you don't mind me saying, is struggling for clarity. Her process is becoming where we're all struggling to understand about our place in the cosmos. And I'm so happy she's come forward to speak her truth in that process. I say the story of Marina Seren is the story of a starseed is born. The true evolution of those beings that have come from other places to help wake us all up to our own potential, and being human is so key in our process. We don't know the value of the human soul, but it is infinite and equal to whatever else is out there. That's what I feel. So thank you. This Sunday should be really exciting. I'm really happy to be part of that and to learn, because we're all here to learn and we all have different perspectives. So thank you again, Mariana, Leah, for presenting, and Marina, always nice for you to be on this program. So
to add to that, Alan, just wanted to let you know, I don't talk about it much, but when I started on my spiritual journey, my original process of remembering was connecting to my Pleiadian origin. And that to me was mind-blowing. And to get through the point of where I feel safe to talk about it, where I feel safe to say, yes, I am a starseed. and to be surrounded and have the support of a starseed community, to know that I can talk about it, to have that open communication with the stars and the cosmos, and to start remembering my place in the cosmos, like Alan said, it is groundbreaking. So I'm so happy to be doing this with you guys. It's an honor. It really is. Humbling moment.
Right.
Well, we're honored to be with you and talk to you and have you, here.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Look forward to seeing everyone on this YouTube channel Sunday, 5 p.m. Pacific. We have at least 4 or 5 hours of presentation about the evolutionary biology of the morphogenetic field of the evolving human hybrid ET species that we're becoming, and the biophotonic potential within each cell to become a different or an evolved morphogenetic being as we change and evolve our forms and awaken. The form and the consciousness are connected, which is what I think you'll be talking about a little bit, Marina, right? This structure. Great. Well, I'm so happy we had a chance to just preview this, and I look forward to seeing everyone in the chat, everyone here on Sunday, January 23rd, a day after my birthday. So, all right. Thank you. And keep tuned for more New Realities programs. Thank you, everyone. Thank you both for being here. Okay. See you. Bye. Thank you, everyone on the chat. Support this channel by subscribing.